children, choristers, would you come down and sit in the front rows? And other children, if you'd like to move up to the front rows. That way I can see you and you can see me. That's right. Anyone else want to come up? And if some adults could help by making sure each child has the front page of the program. And you can bring up some extra programs if you want. Front page of the program so you can look at the picture. Yeah, we need some more. Thank you, Alice, thank you. Here comes more, yay. Yay, yay. So because there's no Sunday school this morning, I'm punting, and I'm doing my sermon a little bit differently at 10 than I did at 8. Is that okay? All right, then. So first, let me read something that I'd like you to pay attention to, but it might be more for the adults. And it's a quote from Thomas Merton. It's from his biography, at least as a young man, The 7-Story Mountain. He said this, "I was not sure where I was going, and I could not see what I would do when I got there. But you saw further and clearer than I, and you opened the seas before my ship, whose track led me across the waters to a place I had never dreamed of, and which you were even then preparing to be my rescue and my shelter and my home." Okay. Look at the picture. So there's a lot in this story, right? Today's gospel from Luke, there's a lot in it. But this picture captures a moment of it. So let me just say a few words about the rest that's in it. Peter listens to Jesus and obeys. It doesn't make any sense. He's a fisherman. Jesus is not. He's been out all night trying to catch fish. There were no fish. And Jesus says, just move out a little ways and throw your nets over and catch some fish. Now, I would have said, you don't know what you're talking about. There are no fish. I know about fish. You don't. But Peter didn't do that. For some reason, he listened to Jesus and said, well, he did say, he did warn him that there weren't any fish, but then he went and he did as he was told. So he was obedient. He did what Jesus asked him to do. Obedient. The other thing about the story, another thing, is that there are so many fish, right? Have you ever been fishing? Who's been fishing here? Well, I like to fish. There are lots of times you go fishing and there are no fish. And sometimes you go fishing and there's a few fish. And even when there's a few fish, you're so happy because, yay, I caught a few fish. And sometimes you can take the bigger ones home and you can clean them. Yeah, my dad taught me how to do that. And then you can cook them and eat them for supper. You ever done that? Oh, some people have. Yeah, hey, that's excellent. That's great. All right, have you? You have. That's great. I saw you hiding there behind the pillar. So, there are so many fish, we call it a superabundance, that it almost sinks the boats. It almost swamps the boats. Wow. What a miracle, huh? What a miracle. So many fish that Peter and Andrew have to call their 2 partners out. Come, we need more help. And even then, there's so many fish. When we're with Jesus, there's a great abundance, and Luke wants us to know that. We have everything we need when we're with Jesus. But now I want to get to the picture. So look at the picture. You all, if you have your, look at the picture. It's a famous cartoon by an artist called Raphael. You can see it's from the 1515, and this cartoon became a gigantic tapestry, which you can see if you go to the Vatican. There's movement in this. There's movement. So you can see all the fish. Look on the right side. Do you see James and John pointing? What are they pointing to? They're pointing, what? Yeah. They're pointing to the fish, right? Their attention is on the fish. Wow. This is great. Look at all these fish. This Jesus guy is pretty good. Look at all the fish. We're going to feed our families tonight. But if you start looking to the left, you see two of them. The first one in blue is Peter. The second one in green is Andrew, right? And they've turned away from the fish. They're not looking at the fish anymore. Yeah. They're looking at Jesus. Excellent. What a group. They're looking at Jesus. Imagine the best gift you ever got at Christmas or for your birthday, right? What's the best gift you've ever gotten? Anybody? What? You need help? Oh, wow, that's a great gift at Christmas. Yeah, wow, you get the prize. But anybody else? Any gift that your parents or maybe Santa Claus gave you? Yeah. Colored pencils. That's a nice gift. Did you ever get a new bike? A hoverboard. All right. Okay, so now I want you to imagine this. You open the box that has the hoverboard in it. Wow. And you look at the hoverboard for a minute and you think about all the fun you're going to have and how lucky you are to have a hoverboard. But then, kind of gratitude. You start to feel really thankful and amazed that you have parents or loved ones who would give you a hoverboard. And what do? You turn and you look at them, right? And what do you say? Say thank you, right? You say thank you. Yeah, what?
My favorite Christmas gift is a roller skate.
Oh, this is a favorite Christmas gift, roller skates. Yeah, I can relate to that. So look at these guys. Look at Peter. He's already down on his knees. And what does he say? If you listen to me read the story, he says, "Oh, Jesus, go away because I am a sinful man." What he means saying that is, oh, go away because I'm a nobody. I'm just a poor fisherman. I'm not that smart. I'm fairly poor. I'm just a nobody. Go away. I don't deserve to be with you. So the gift, Peter looks away from the gift to the giver, right? Jesus gave them the fish. And so his whole life is now looking at Jesus. And Jesus says to them all, well, you know what? Come and follow me. And you're going to catch people now instead of fish. Yeah.
And what they mean by catching people isn't actually that they're going to go out on the sea and find people in the water.
Right.
He means that they're going to find the apostles and people to follow Jesus.
Very good. So they're not going to catch people the way they catch fish. They're going to go find apostles and other people to follow Jesus. That's right. That's right. And how do they do it? They do it, the only way you can catch people, I mean, you can put a net over people and catch them, but that's cheating. That's not fair, because then they're not coming because they want to come. What Jesus meant was that your life, you're going to be so kind, you're going to be so generous, that there's going to be this light coming out of you. People are going to see this light coming out of your eyes. I see it in your eyes. And people will be attracted to it and say, wow, however he or she got that real kindness and generosity, I want that. I want that. So that's what's happening in the gospel today. It's this amazing thing to think that we would look away from the gifts that we get, and we love to get gifts, let's admit it, yeah. we would look away from the gifts and now turn and look at the giver who loves us and calls us to love as well. So let me say just a couple other things. This might be more for adults, but you might like this too. There was a play on Off-Broadway. It wasn't very successful. It only lasted maybe a month or two, but it was called The Last Days of Judas Iscariot, one of Jesus' disciples, right? And in this play, Judas is put on trial for betraying Jesus. But towards the end, there's a beautiful speech that Peter makes. He just all standing up by himself on the stage. He makes this speech, and he says this, and he says it in the language of someone who spent most of his life catching fish. All I can say is, I'm a damn professional commercial fisherman, says Peter. Nobody knew the sea and its tides better than me. There weren't no fish out there, but that's because it turned out they was all in my net. Wow. All the fish are in our net. And we're called to look beyond that, to share what we have, and to be like Christ. To be like Christ is to agree, to hope, to work on being like Christ and being transformed into love, and living that love every day with all the people we're around and all the people around beyond where we are. Okay? That's it. Our nets are full of fish. That's a really good thing. But we're going to leave the gifts, and we're going to share what we have because our hearts are full. And when our hearts are full, we can be generous and kind and brave and merciful and fun. All right. If choristers would like to go back to their seats, you can keep bulletins.